Beautiful afternoon here in Florida. It was a little chilly out last night. It'll be colder out tonight, so I parked here so the sun would shine in my east window in the morning, the south window all day, and the west window in the afternoon, keeping me warm while I slept. I had a dream. I just woke up from. And no, it's not the euphemism of a dream. Like, actually, when I was sleeping, there was imagery and emotions, and I haven't experienced something like that in a while. Imagery is important, so this will be the depiction of a dream I had. If you're into this kind of stuff, great. If not, move along. It was a 3-story building, quite square in its footage. It was, I don't know, like 100 feet by 100 feet square, 3 stories tall. On the beach. Except the back half of the first story was gone. There were just posts holding up the second and third story. So 3 stories with half a first story. I knew what was going on in that building, and I chose to not be there. I chose to be in a high-rise apartment paid for by someone other than me. Alone in this apartment with gadgets. At some point, I decided to leave this high-rise apartment and go to that building. Except at this point, going to that building, there was an extreme sense of urgency. I was looking for something and was terrified that I'd missed it. What was that thing I was searching for? My family. I knew my family was in that building having an event. But there was a crowd of people in this building. Frantically hoping I didn't miss my family. I figured out that on the one side of the building, going up the 3 floors, was a flight of stairs. There's the exact same stairs on the other side. One set of stairs was to enter the main hall, and the other set of stairs was to exit. I realized this, but it didn't assuage my fear of missing my family, so I ran to the exit stairs and I looked. And in an almost eerie fashion, there was a projector screen pulled down with a home video playing. And it was a family event years ago. Where my brother-in-law, for as much of a hard ass as he was, made fun of my dad and made him laugh. And there was my sister. And my niece and nephew, of course, they're kids. And I raced through that building and they were gone. I'm very alone now and I want my family back. This is new. I've been running for years. 'Cause see, there was a time that I knew what family was. Because of the age differential, my sister being 10 years older than me, her kids being 10 years younger than me. When she started having kids, she became more of a mom and subsequently more of a mom to me. Her husband went into dad mode and became more of a dad to me than a brother. So it was a weird mother-sister, brother-dad relationship I had with them. And because I was the youngest in our family, in our generation of kids, her kids, my niece and nephew, were like my little brother and sister that I otherwise never would have had because my parents were done having kids. For the good, strong, healthy years I had, I spent them with this family. He muscled me out of all the programming that my mother did. He turned me into a man, and I can never thank him enough for that. She was the mom I never had. And I did everything for those kids because they were my little sister and little brother. That's what they became to me. I did their homework with them. I played with them. I babysat them when their parents wanted a night out. And then there were the nights all 5 of us watched movies together and laughed. And those were the greatest years of my life because I had a family. And during the days, I'd work with my brother-in-law. He, paid me a stipend. It was just part of being family. But we always took care of each other. But then my health failed. My kidneys failed and I had to start dialysis. My family, these 4 people, packed up and moved, leaving me to move back in with our parents. When I couldn't provide the service, they left. I followed a few years later. only to find out I'd been replaced by a younger, healthier male. Arguably, yes, on the hired man side, yes, that's totally understandable. But I was replaced as the big brother, too. I was replaced as the little brother. I was completely and totally replaced. Now that I think about it, I am concerned as to what that may have added to that nervous breakdown I had years ago. And maybe that's why I didn't want them to see me so broken, because some part of me knew that they had already made their choice because I was broken, and that I just didn't want to face that reality. That was 12 years ago now that I ran away from them. And now I have this dream. So vivid and reminding me, at least emotionally, how much I long to be a part of a family. It's a little bit painful though, because I will never have the means to procure and maintain my own family. I will have to be a part of some other man's family. And that kind of sucks. But, I mean, I guess if you're MGTOW minded, you can argue the point that when my health failed, my utility failed, and I was discarded. I should probably call my sister, but where would I even begin? And she's still attached to the person that fucked everything up for me. And yes, I have a habit of making things harder than they should be. But hey, look at this beautiful afternoon in Florida. Awesome, huh? Well, thanks for listening.